Hi, today we will explain the storyline of a movie called Cargo, which was released in 2009. Well, let's get straight to the story. In 2267, there are no more humans living on Earth. It happened due to disease outbreaks and climate change. Ecological collapse makes plants not grow, oxygen depletion, accompanied by acid rain throughout the year. A company called Kuiper Enterprises built a giant space station in Earth's orbit, where it became a temporary home. However, the increase in population made the station overcrowded. People slowly fell ill and died. Kuiper Enterprises eventually discovered a beautiful planet called Rhea. However, only people who won free visas and had a lot of money could go there. A young doctor named Laura Portman is one of those people who wants to go to Rhea. 7 years ago, her sister Ariane won a free visa, and Laura wants to follow her and reunite with her. They messaged each other, but because of the distance, it took years for the messages to arrive. Laura received a reply after about 3 years of waiting. She then applied for a job at Kuiper Enterprises as a doctor for a freighter while raising money to go to Rhea. Laura was placed on a cargo ship called the Cassandra, bound for Station 42. The captain, Pierre, introduced Laura to the crew, namely Miyuki, the system admin, Anna, the vice captain, and Vespucci and Prokop, the crew and technicians. She is also introduced to Lieutenant Samuel Decker, the station's security agent. Station 42 is approximately 4 years away. During the journey, they will sleep in cryo-sleep while the ship runs on autopilot. Samuel says that recently there have been bombings at several stations. The acts of terrorism were carried out by a fugitive named Klaus, who delivered a message that they are currently living in machines and producing machines. Their main enemy is the TSA, the freight forwarding company. Klaus says, there will be no peace as long as technology still rules humans. For this reason, Samuel will escort their journey. After that, the crew goes into a cryo-sleep tank for hibernation. Every 8 months, one of them will be woken up for a guard shift as well as solve technical problems that occur during the trip. 3 years and 8 months into the journey, or the year 2270, it was Laura's turn to stand watch. While eating, Laura heard a noise in the cargo hold. She went there to check, and when she got to the door, someone startled her from inside. Terrified, she ran away until she bumped into Samuel in the hallway. Samuel told her that the security system would wake her up automatically if it detected anyone violating flight protocol. Laura told him that there was a stowaway in the cargo hold, and they should wake up all the crew. Samuel was against it because the hibernation phase protocol must be followed. However, Laura insisted that at least Captain Pierre be woken up to find out what was going on inside the ship. Finally, the three of them checked the cargo hold. Computer data showed that the container gates had opened several times while Laura was on watch. The captain suspected that there might be a technical glitch in the system, and to be sure, they split up to check each container room. For no apparent reason, the captain suddenly fell from above and was instantly killed. As the alarm sounded and the gates were about to close, Samuel and Laura rushed out. As a result of this incident, all the crew were woken up early. Anna ordered Vespucci and Prokop to repair the cargo hold gate, while Laura was asked to autopsy the captain's body to ascertain the cause of death. During the scan, Laura found several broken ribs, and the captain's left eye was an artificial implant that also functioned as a recording device. Laura cut open the eye and connected it to a computer to see what the captain saw before he died. The video footage shows the captain opening the storage room. From here, a fact is revealed. The ship was not only carrying construction materials, but also dangerous chemicals. Unfortunately, the video footage is over, and the cause of the crash is unknown. Afterwards, Laura and Samuel inspect the room. They find cryo tanks containing small children and other humans. Samuel asked Vespucci and Prokop to help him carry the child, but the container suddenly stopped moving. Finally, they take the tank to the medical room, where Anna is told that the cargo is human, and there are thousands of them. Anna said the cargo was a business company delivery. Captain Pierre opened the container gate, and he died because the container was overpressurized and pushed him down. Laura said that someone deliberately made all the containers move to cause harm, but Anna responded that the containers would automatically move to prevent freezing. They were forbidden from approaching the cargo compartment in the first place. However, Laura still believes that the captain was murdered. Laura then wanted to examine the child, but she found it difficult as the tank was impenetrable to scanners. The tank was also locked using an electronic system, and it took time to dismantle it. Laura then asked Samuel what Station 42 was, and Samuel replied that it was an unmanned station that would be made into a transportation hub. In turn, Samuel asked Laura why she was on this mission, and for a moment, they just looked at each other, which sparked the seeds of romance between them. Meanwhile, Vespucci and Prokop hear a sound. Prokop is suspicious, as there seems to be a stranger inside their ship. However, Vespucci says that it is the sound of a container engine. After opening the tank, Laura scanned the child's body and saw inorganic tissue in the child's brain, which seemed to have been planted deliberately. Afterwards, Samuel told her that he had seen the object, a kind of VR, or virtual reality connector. The object seemed to have fused perfectly with the child's body, but for some reason, Samuel asked Laura to keep his findings a secret. Laura then wrote a message to Ariane telling her what she was going through. Laura wasn't sure what would happen next. She just hoped everything would be okay so she could reunite with Ariane. 20 minutes after sending the message, Laura got a reply. Ariane said she was concerned about Laura's problems and hoped everything was okay. Laura was confused as to why the reply came immediately, when it was supposed to come in approximately 3 years. Laura also told Samuel that the message she sent to Ariane was replied to in a short time. Samuel responds casually, as if he knows something. In the control room, Miyuki reports to Anna that computer data shows Samuel accessing the cargo hold several times. Due to the suspicious activity, Anna orders Vespucci and Prokop to put Samuel in the cryo tank, as it would be better for him to sleep than to make a mess. However, Samuel fights back until his forehead bleeds, and before entering the tank, the wound must be dried first so as not to contaminate the coolant. In the medical room, Samuel told Laura a secret. He said, Cassandra's ship is currently heading towards Rhea, which is why Ariane replied to Laura's message quickly, so their destination is near. After Samuel entered the cryo tank, Laura met Miyuki and asked her where they were headed. Miyuki herself doesn't know whether the ship is heading to Station 42 or not because the coordinates of the location are locked by the system, while the only person who has access to the system is Anna. Laura then said that she and her sister, Ariane, exchanged messages in just 20 minutes. Earlier, Samuel had also said that their ship would be arriving at Rhea soon. So, if that was true, then Anna had lied by changing the ship's coordinates. To that end, Miyuki would try to find out where their current location was, but she asked Laura and the rest of the crew to eat first. After resting, Laura returned to Miyuki's room. However, Miyuki was already dead and hanging. The crew suspects that Samuel is the culprit since the cryo tank is now empty. Someone must have woken him up. This leads them to believe that there is indeed a stowaway on board. The crew then split up to look for Samuel and the stowaway. Laura and Vespucci then hear a noise from inside the air ducts. They suspect that's where the stowaway is hiding. They went and split up inside the ventilation shaft. Laura found a large room filled with scraps and piles of someone's belongings. Suddenly, a man attacked her from behind. Not only that, a mysterious figure emerged from the darkness and shot the man who attacked Laura, after which it disappeared. Laura takes a good look at the stowaway, who turns out to be Klaus, the fugitive terrorist who blew up several stations. In her suitcase, Laura finds documentation of Klaus's time on Earth and watches a videotape of Klaus and Samuel in a greenhouse. The greenhouse protected the soil and plants from acid rain, and they also managed to purify the water. The footage is proof that the Earth is slowly returning to normal. Suddenly, someone tries to enter, which turns out to be Vespucci. Vespucci says that Samuel was captured. As it turns out, he is the mysterious figure in the dark who shot Klaus and saved Laura. Although they knew each other, Samuel was forced to shoot him for trying to kill Laura, the captain, and Miyuki. All the facts that Laura discovered about the condition of Earth made them realize that all this time, Kuiper Enterprises and the government had lied to them because they could have been returned to Earth and built a new civilization. Anna then had Vespucci put Samuel into a cryo-sleep tank and had Laura evolve the little boy into cargo. She was also asked to hibernate in the cryo tank again because all the problems had been solved. Meanwhile, Anna will take over her guard duties before they return to the main station. Laura is suspicious as to why she was ordered into the tank. There must be something to hide. Laura then pulled out a gun, but Anna had already anticipated it, after which Anna tied Laura up. Anna told Laura that they were headed to Station 42, which orbits planet RH-278. Possibly, planet RH-278 is Rhea. She explained that the colonization attempt on Rhea had failed from the beginning due to their own mistakes. After that, a simulation station was built, Station 42, where people were put to sleep in cryo tanks while their subconscious was awakened. They were placed in a beautiful virtual world, as if they were on Rhea. Not only that, the interaction interaction between them was through an antenna that emitted transmission waves, so all message transmissions from the residents of Rhea came from Station 42, including Ariane's message. On the other hand, before Vespucci returned Samuel to the tank, he asked what Samuel knew about Rhea and if they were really going there. Samuel tells him what he knows about Rhea. Meanwhile, Anna explained that the cargo they were carrying were people who had paid to go to Rhea. They had no idea that they were being lied to. However, the simulation is only temporary. They will still try to find a new habitable planet, especially since Kuiper Enterprises guarantees that they will stay alive. Suddenly, Vespucci and Prokop appear at gunpoint to Anna. They are upset to have been lied to. As punishment, Anna is put into a cryo tank. After hearing this information, Vespucci and Prokop decided to sleep in simulation mode. They want to live in a virtual world so they can continue to dream beautifully and get what they want. In the medical room, Laura tried to resuscitate the little boy, after which she joined Samuel, Vespucci, and Prokop to discuss the plan after reaching Station 42nd. First of all, Samuel would look for Ariane's tank, while Laura was in charge of finding the location of the simulation connector to connect her with Ariane. After that, Laura would send a message to the main station containing the truth about Rhea. Once the message is sent, they will destroy the transmitter antenna, while the cargo inside the ship will be automatically transferred to the station. All of this had to be done quickly as the Cassandra was about to take off immediately after unloading the goods. Without the antenna, the station would still function, people would still be alive in the simulation, but they would no longer be able to send messages. Samuel tells Laura that he can't guarantee Ariane's condition in the tank is still good. Ariane has been living in the simulation for too long, so waking her up might kill her. After arriving at Station 42, Laura and Samuel head out, and he hands them the simulator. Suddenly, the little boy wakes up, and Laura is forced to take him into the room and ask him to wait. Meanwhile, Vespucci and Prokop go to the cargo hold to enter the simulation world. Unfortunately, the cargo hold cannot be opened due to Anna's blocked access. Vespucci returned to retrieve the key in Anna's shirt pocket. However, he didn't realize that the act was contaminating, and the system would automatically wake Anna up. After getting the key, Vespucci and Prokop enter the cargo hold. Outside, Samuel sets off some explosives on the antenna, then searches for Ariane. While Laura is searching for the simulation connector, her thruster jets suddenly shut down. She calls for Samuel's help, but he tells her to hang on because he's found Ariane's tank. As he suspected, Ariane's condition was impossible to wake up, so he told Laura about this. Long story short, they finally found the simulation connector. Laura asked Samuel to connect her to Ariane's module. She wanted to meet her in the simulation and send a message from there. Shortly after Laura managed to enter the simulation and found Ariane, Laura was very happy to see her again, but she was also sad because she couldn't see her again in the real world. Laura then ran to the middle of the forest and used Ariane's communication device to send the truth message to the main station. After sending the message, Laura returned to the real world, and just as the unloading was completed, the bomb mounted on the antenna also exploded, blowing them both away. The Cassandra slowly left the station. However, their hand grip slipped and Samuel sacrificed himself so that Laura could return to the station with his jet thrusters. Entering the station, an awake Anna confronted Laura. However, due to her weakened condition, Anna was not strong enough to fight Laura. After that, Laura locked Anna in the airlock room until the door opened and pulled Anna into space. Next, Laura went to the child who was still waiting in the room, while Cassandra's ship was on its way back to the main station. A year later, a message from Laura reached the world community. In addition to telling lies about Rhea, Laura would also bring the child as proof that their bodies had been modified to live in a virtual world.